Now, this building might not look as I'm about to step into the future, but you guys are in for a real treat, and so am I, because hopefully I'll be exchanging this eyewear for something a bit more high-tech that apparently is going to take me to a whole new world. Here we are at Cityscape Digital, where all the magic happens. It's a real hotbed of creativity. Everyone's buzzing away, working at their stations. And I've managed to grab hold of George, who's going to fill me in, George, aren't you, on what goes on here? Hiya.
Hi.
So you're starting off with a blank canvas then. How do you begin to colour it in and turn it into life?
So there's two sides, I would say, to the project. Is the technical side is we've received a model from the architects and the clients, and then the other side of it, which is the more creative side, is thinking about the key messages and mood, so time of day, time of year, the type of people using the space, where it is in the world, because obviously we work on things internationally.
So you're really pulling in all sorts of everyday issues and the local environment and so many different bits of information.
Yeah, exactly. And there's also often an emphasis that the client are looking for that needs to come up first. To get the most of the space, we start looking at references. So basically the most successful image is something where you've actually looked at real life. This is something we would present to the client.
So you're really trying to bring it to light with this digital mood board, if you like.
Exactly, yeah.
So what's the next stage then? Is that where we see it all in action together?
We'd photograph real people, add them in.
Now I'm sure the clients will be blown away with these images, but what if they want to see them moving? How do you guys facilitate that?
So perhaps in a meeting you could have the stills on a screen, on the wall, or they're in print, but then also the client could get their clients to run through VR on a screen.
Fantastic.
So the whole thing can be taken to the VR and they take it from there.
Okay, well, just the mere mention of VR means that I know there is a pair of goggles with my name on them somewhere, because I've not been in there yet. So thank you so much for chatting. I'll leave you with the stills.
Thank you.
And I'm going to goggle up. So we're moving seamlessly from the static image out there to the moving one in here with James and Chris. Hi guys. So thanks for letting me come into the room of the future, it feels like, in here. Look at these screens. So talk me through what goes on in here, Chris.
What he's got is a block massing, which we did quite quickly after getting normal 2D drawings from the architects. But what we're trying to encourage is for as many people as possible in live workshops where we can basically shoot around ideas, test them straight away, and any ideas that kind of don't work, put them aside. The ones that do, we can move forward with, and that kind of saves from a bit of work later.
Okay, so this sort of blocking that you're doing, it's almost like making a Lego model, a very basic blocks, and then people are all going to sit around the table and say, can we go a bit higher? Exactly. Can we have a different entrance? So what sort of things can we show on there?
If you've got an idea, say for example, doing retail on the ground floor, James can straight away put some retail into it, have some scaled people, and within a couple of minutes in that workshop, you can test and really feel if the space actually works. Being able to see it and imagine yourself there is really important, and it makes you relate to it.
So with that in mind then, what kind of reaction do you get from people sitting around the table that see this for the first time and can't believe what you're offering them?
It comes as a shock in the beginning, more the speed that it's going on. Yeah. But then when you realize that you want to have you want to be focused on the design, on the feedback that people are getting. When you think about that compared to having to wait the weeks on end of kind of emails and feedback, compared to a live workshop where you're actually talking to people and getting instant feedback.
Yes, and then they're seeing instant changes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the benefits then, obviously, time saving.
Time saving.
Money, ka-ching.
That's a very big thing for us, money.
So then, obviously, when they've said the few changes they'd like, they've seen everything, and they think, yeah, that looks great. I want to get in there. I want to immerse myself in that world. I don't want it on the computer. I don't want it on the controller. I want the headset, Chris. It's the only reason I've come today. Oh, that's really weird. Wow. Okay. 1 minute I'm in Shoreditch, next minute I'm in Westfield. Talk me through my experience here. I'm in the middle of a lovely open space.
So hopefully this gives you a better understanding of what that space is actually going to be like compared to a public realm space that you would see on a 2D drawing. How busy it would actually be. This was used initially as a marketing tool until you got into it and did a few workshops and realized that we could still use it for development.
I'm actually quite happy in the cafe. In fact, I've worked out this would be great in real life. You see a hot guy and you can just go and stand right next to him instantly. Virtual reality dating, you heard it here first. So being serious though, this is fantastic to actually be part of this scene and see, you know, where you can walk along. And I know it's obvious, but I just looked up and it goes all the way to the top.
It does go all the way to the top.
Yeah. So that's me coming along as a layperson, not really knowing what this world's all about. I can imagine for clients here at Cityscape Digital, when they actually start to walk around what they are hoping to create and finesse it and tweak it and make those little changes that actually at that point are easy to do, but in the long run will make a massive difference. They're saving time, they're saving money, and they're getting a wow factor that, well, is beyond what they could have ever imagined.